Well, it's May now. We're coming towards the end of the month actually. We've had Chelsea Flower Show, and I thought I'd talk to you quickly about mulches because at this time of year, as you're planting out things like dahlias and tender annuals and wanting to suppress the weeds, a mulch can be really useful. I'm a late convert to mulches, it has to be said. So the two things I do normally, one, my herbaceous clippings, which would be at the end of the year, I tend to shred those through a chopper and then lay them back as a mulch in autumn over winter. And at this time of year, I lay a new mulch which suppresses the weeds. There are two steps before I do that which are really important. Number one, I need to weed the area as thoroughly as I can. In fact, you'll see there are just a couple of bits still here. Weeding, never-ending job. Once that's done, I've given it a thorough water, which I did last night, and then I put on a thick mulch. Now you can use all sorts of things. Here, I'm using miscanthus. It's the chippings from the biofuel, which are really good for me because they're quite coarse and the slugs don't like to go over them. You can use composted bark, but make sure it really is composted and not fresh bark. And you can use grass clippings as long as the grass isn't in seed, because if you mow the grass, take all of those seed heads and then distribute it over your borders, you're going to end up with really weedy borders. So composted bark, a thick layer of compost, something like this miscanthus chipping or grass, all really good stuff to use. So what I do, get my bag, or however I've done it, make quite a thick layer and then spread it evenly through the plants. Now, the important thing is to get a thick layer because you want to stop weeds being able to get the light, annual weed seeds particularly, and perennial weeds, well, they are going to come back through, but you'll be able to see them as they do and pull them out much more easily. And the more you pull them, the less they can photosynthesize and eventually they'll die. The other really good thing about mulch like this is that it really does reduce the weeding. And all the indications are that aside everything else, we're likely to have a very hot summer. And mulching will reduce the amount of watering you have to do, which is good for you, good for time, and good for the water table, particularly if there's likely to be a hosepipe ban. So pop out or get delivered to you. There are plenty of people who can deliver a mulch and get through a good weekend's worth reducing your work later on in the year.